first of all, I want to know what the hell happened to you on the plane on towards Singapore? Because I was literally in my hotel. I went on holiday, as you know, with family.
Yeah.
And I just checked in.
Was it
You know
nice?
what? It was so nice, mate. So nice, mate. Yeah, it was absolutely beautiful. And I went into my room and I saw it come up on me phone. Like, you know, just logging into the Wi-Fi as you do on hotels. Obviously, you need that because it's transfer windows open. I'm going to make sure I'm up to date with it. And I look at it and I think, I'm sure Judges is in a wheelchair there. What's going on here? So I clicked on it. And do you know when you think, like, you know, sometimes at AFTV, you do a little bit of acting, you do a little bit of, you know, role play, you know, pause. And I looked at it and I thought, he don't actually look too well there. And then, yeah, I messaged you and I thought, what the hell's going on? Because last time I saw you, you was live in the air with Robbie telling me everyone how great the Wi-Fi was, and it was coming out. Next minute, you're in a wheelchair at hospital, bro. What was going on?
It was mad. Like, we had free Wi-Fi on the first bit. So from London to Doha, we had free Wi-Fi, which was unreal. Like, you know what I mean? And it was bloody good. So we done things on the plane and all that, which has never been done. We had a laugh and it was funny. So yeah, gets down to Doha, then has a couple of hours in the lounge, you know, as you do, a couple of glasses of champagne. Now, listen, you know, when I go to Dubai, I have a lot more than that, like, you know what I mean, in the Emirates lounge. You know, I'm off to Dubai tomorrow, like, you know what I mean? So, like, I'll have a few in the lounge and it's never caused any problems. Like, I honestly don't know what it was. I honestly think it was lack of sleep. I couldn't get to sleep on the plane. I don't know, Dan. Well, all I know was it was a very rough ride as well. Like the plane was going at one stage and it went down.
Like turbulence.
Yeah, turbulence, and it dropped down like quite a lot, and it was going back up and all that. Like, might have had something to do with it. I don't know. Sitting in the middle, so you don't actually see nothing. Like, do you know what I mean? Normally you're by an aisle or you're by the window, you can look out, and I don't know, Dan. I can't explain what happened, but all I remember, I was watching a film, and I remember Cecil was sitting next to me on the other side. Asked what film I was watching. I told him what film I was watching. I don't remember anything else like that. I just remember coming up, fuck, this is, I feel hot. And the next thing, I'd gone, and they reckon I was out for about 45 seconds, like, you know.
Wow.
Sick everywhere. I actually woke up choking on my own sick, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's it. It was really dangerous, like, you know what I mean? Like, Turkish was panicking because, like, apparently I was sort of in a seizure sort of mode and everything like that, like, you know. It could have been a dodgy lasagna. There's some dodgy food on the plane, I'll tell you that now, like. But I was in, you know, I don't know if anybody's experienced it and all that, like.
Yeah, I have. I've passed out on planes before.
Totally soaking wet. All my clothes. Yeah. It was like unreal. I had to throw my clothes away. Lost my Lyle and Scott top because, like, you know, I put it up on the top.
So did you get a job? Did they come running to you, or the air hostesses or whatever?
Don't know, Dan. Don't know. I woke up and there was a blanket over me and everything like that. I don't know, like, you know what I mean? But what was the thing was, there was a wheelchair waiting for me with the plane, but I had to get down to the plane. You know what I mean? I'm in all sorts of, you know, like, sweating and all that, like, you know what I mean? And so anyway, I managed to get me onto the wheelchair. I remember it, but I'm not, you know, that much.
A bit blurry, like, yeah.
Yeah. Then I went to the hospital in the airport. Was put on a drip for about an hour and a half, and we was touch and go whether we was going to get there for Mikel's press conference, like, over. What happened was then there was no way we was going to do it. It was, you know, it was over 2 hours waiting for the drip to be done, and then, you know, like, we had a little minibus waiting for. Oh my God, Dan, that was horrendous as well. Like, you know what I mean, to get from Singapore to the hotel.
How long was that?
I don't know. I was out of it. Completely out
really?
of it. I was completely out of it. They slumped me on the chair and I was like that, sleeping. I was completely gone. That was after the drip. I didn't even know how the hotel. I can't remember getting into the hotel. All I remember was Cecil getting me into bed and just saying like, try and relax and all that. I don't even know that. I woke up with all of everybody coming into the room to check if I was all right, which was a very nice moment.
That's
like,
scary, man. That's scary.
Yeah.
Was it? Do you know what it was? Was it low blood pressure, or was it like low blood sugar?
The doctor said it was, like something like that, where your body shuts down and all that. But it ain't the first time it's happened. It's happened to me in an helicopter before, roller coaster. So she said I've got to get myself checked out when I get home. But of course, then I'd had a few hours sleep and all that, and then they said, "I'll come and get yourself something to eat." And they ain't eaten like for that. So I went and had something to eat, and then I was right as rain then after that. So it was no problems. But of course, then you start worrying, well, I've got another flight coming up.
Oh, yeah.
But all the flights back were all right. I didn't drink on those flights, you know what I mean? So, so everything was okay, like, you know what I mean? So we had some unbelievable things. Joe, the cameraman, slipped over. Oh. Ankle come up like a balloon, you know what I mean? So he was in bits. So he was mucking about, having a wheelchair, me going out. Well, he had the wheelchair going in, you know what I mean? So it was, but it was, but I just want to say, like, if you did message me, I had, Dan, loads and loads of messages, like, are you all right? And all that, like, you know what I mean? And whatever, like, obviously I know you text and all that.
Well, I only text because I had messages from people that I didn't really know saying his judge is all right. His judge is all right. I said I'm not with him. I said, I think they assumed I was with you. You know?
Yeah, like
I said, I've not gone. I've not gone. And look, I know people want to know about football and all that, but I had to get that because a lot of people have genuinely been worried about you, mate.
Everybody back home was worried about it as well. Like, I sort of told immediate family, like, I was all right, because obviously you don't want, like, your mum watching, because she watches all the stuff, and then see me being carted out on a drip and on a wheelchair. So I'd sort of told, like, obviously it was going to come out as part of the vlog, but like I told sort of close family what had happened and all that, like, so that was fine, like. And I didn't know how nice this hotel we went into, Dan, was unbelievable. Like, and of course, all the Newcastle players were staying there as well. Like,
yeah, unbelievable.
And just one quick story I've got to tell you this. When England played the Euros final, we went out and watched it, and we're coming back after the game. And in the bar area, as you walk through, is the bar area. Kieran Trippier was walking out.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's small, isn't he?
Very small, like, you know what I mean? And he turned around and he said, "Oh, Lee, my God, lovely to meet you," and all that, like,
Wow.
So he said, like, "Have you got time for a chat and all that, like, you know what I mean?" So I said, "Yeah." So he said, "So
nah, sorry, mate, I ain't."
I said, "Yeah, you're Tottenham, blah blah blah." So anyway, we're having a chat about, and he's turned around and said, "Oh, I love AFTV, watch it and all that, like, he says, give me a shout out on a show. That'd be fantastic and all that, like,
Wow.
And so I went, well, I will do, like, and blah, blah, blah. And when all the Newcastle players arrived and all that, we've all gone like, like, Newcastle were in here, like, you know what I mean? It was unbelievable, like, we're going, Newcastle players. Well, Kieran tells me that when they're having their meeting and that, they're all going, "Oh, the AFTV boys are here. They're staying in our hotel," like, you know what I mean? And he said, I'm glad I met you. I said I really wanted to meet you and all that, like, I ended up having a really good chat with him. Yeah. The last thing he said to me, which, will stick with me, he goes, keep doing what you're doing. You do a brilliant job. You know what I mean? All the players watch you and love you and all that, like, you know what I mean? It was a real fantastic moment.
That's unreal,
unreal. And that was it. He went, Jason Tyndall, who I didn't like, you know what I mean, ended up having a great time with him. And the highlight of the whole thing, I'm going to have to say this, was we was in this club. Gilberto comes in.
Oh, it's brilliant.
I've never met Gilberto before. And he seen me and Robbie, went, Robbie and Lee, like that. You know what I mean? it was just surreal, like, you know what I mean? And we're talking to him, having a chat with him. And then what? This is a funny thing, because we was working for the Hong Kong tourist thing. It comes up that one of us could get like to interview Gilberto for like a little feature. So we've gone down there to this thing. This is a weird thing, right? We goes into the place where it is. It's hospitality, free food, free drink, and everything. Well, we're in there, you know what I mean, like, and they're on the stage and all that. And you know, said, "Oh yeah, we're going to have a couple of minutes there." And I don't know what happened. Like they just got, there was a big rush for them and all that, and they just rushed them through. So we never got that thing. But as I was standing there, Gilberto come over with all these people trying to push through and all that to shake me hand, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, Ledley King was the Spurs player as well, like, you know. So yeah, so I never got to do that, which was a bit of a shame. But yeah, so like some unbelievable moments.
I know Turkish end up couldn't get through customs. Curtis got his bloody luggage left. It's like, what is happening here? Joe's broken his ankle. It's like saying out of it's like Fools and Horses or Top Gear, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Like, and the unbelievable thing was, right, this, you know, I don't know what it is with them lot. I love them at bits, but there's one thing that really I can't understand, right? It says on the thing, I think it was 24 kg of luggage, right? There's me, James, are the only two with the right amount of weight. The rest of them are all over.
Bloody hell.
£100, Dan, to pay.
Right.
£100. So old Turkish, love him to death, says, "Can I chuck a load of my stuff into your bag?" I said, "Yeah, no, not that I'm worried about that. Like, he didn't offer to carry it. I'm carrying now this great big bag, like, all around everywhere. That could have been what put me out. You know what I mean? I don't know thinking about it." So anyway, obviously I'm gone, and I like into this hospital thing, like, so they've gone and got all the bags. Well, he's got this bullet. They've had him on a bullet, right? Now, the Singapore people that we met afterwards, they couldn't believe that they let him in, that it was that serious, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Well, it turns out that the bullet is only in the luggage that was in my bag. So if I'd have been fine, I'd have been accused of the bullets. You know what I mean? Like, you know? So that was a nightmare. We had.
So luckily you'd passed out, so you didn't have to go through that.
Yeah, otherwise I would have been like, can you imagine that? Like doing Turkish a favour, I'm deported. You know what I mean? Like, and there was worrying things that he could be deported at that stage. You know, it was touch and go. I'm telling you, like, you know. And then of course, Curtis had 3 days without his luggage, and a big up to Curtis because on the last day, you know, and I will ring him in the next day or so. His son unfortunately had an accident, broke his leg. So he had to fly back. So it's been there was loads of incidents happening and all that, like, you know. And then when we get to this park in Hong Kong, we're going around seeing the pandas and all that, like, Joe's got into the back and he's poncing around, isn't he? And I've just gone, "Come on, Joe, hurry up, will you?" And pushed him. He's only rolled over on his bad ankle, and he, like, you know what I mean? He's in bits again. I felt so bad about that, like, you know. So, you know, his ankle ballooned up a bit again, like, you know. So it was lots of incidents, lots of incidents, like, you know.
Jeez, mate, you never go away again together, will you? You know, you go separately when you're together sometimes. It's weird though, like, those are the things, like, you at the time, what stress that is, but what that kind of, looking back on that now, that is unbelievable, really. It's crazy.
It was just a crazy time. But then the hotel that we was in, if you ever go to Singapore and go to the Pan Pacific, it was an unbelievable hotel. And we just had the unbelievable time. Singapore, where we done a meet and greet, and there was over 1,000 people turned up. Like, you know, we had the end had to turn people away. It was like, it was mad, absolutely mad. Like, for 2.5 hours, what happened was me and Robbie was in the little bit where we was having these photos, and the other guys were going around in the queue because we felt bad, like, that these people were waiting an hour and a half to just have a photo with us and all that, like, you know. It was just mad, Dan. It's just unreal. And we we met some old TikTokers out there who were fantastic that took us around and all that, like VIP wherever he went down. It was unreal, like, you know.
Brilliant,
what
I
mean?
man.
So great
It sounded incredible. Sounded a great tour.
And then the Arsenal got involved, Dan. And
I was just going to say
down.
that ruined it. Yeah,
it ruined it. I'll tell you what, the worst 3 days was when they were playing. When they were playing, like, you know.
Yeah. Well, we definitely didn't. We definitely didn't go out with a bang or come home with a bang. That's for sure. The other 2 games, perhaps in bits, are a bit depressing, but not quite as bad result-wise. But we're going to talk on.
Come on, let's be really honest about it, Dan. I don't know if you did you watch the games?
I watched all 3. Yeah.
The first game, I dare anybody, if that was I know it's 12:30, but if it was about a 1 o'clock in the morning thing, I reckon it was a snooze fest. It was boring. It was a boring game. The only time it got exciting was when Max Downman come on. It was the only time it got exciting for me. They give Saka the man of the match because he'd scuffed a shot in. He'd done hardly anything in the game after that. I just think it was a poor game.